Councilmember Stoll.
Here.
Councilmember Nichols.
Here.
Councilmember at-large Weiser.
Here, thank you. Clerk, please rise for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Before we proceed with business, I'd just like to take a moment of silence to observe the passing of one of our city employees, Roger Hayden. Roger was employed by the city for 15 plus years in the Personnel Services Office. He will be sadly missed. Thank you. Next, we have the certification of prior meetings.
This is to certify that an official copy of the minutes of the regular Common Council meeting of Tuesday, November 18th, 2025 is presented to the mayor on Tuesday, November 25th, 2025. Pursuant to section 3.03 of the Dunkirk City Charter, all items presented to the mayor are now in full force and effect. In witness whereof, I have here to set my hand and seal of the city of Dunkirk, New York, this 2nd day of December, 2025.
Is there a motion to dispense with the reading of minutes and approve them as presented by Councilmember Nichols, second by Councilman Stoll? Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Lescolia.
Aye.
Councilmember Jaworski.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoll.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Weiser.
Aye, the minutes are approved as presented. We now move to privilege of the floor.
The privilege of the floor shall be extended to any person appearing for themselves, in which case each individual appearing shall be limited to 3 minutes, and to any person representing any group who shall be limited to a maximum time of 5 minutes. The privilege of the floor is reserved for members of the public to speak on any subject pertinent to the affairs of city government. The city clerk shall have the duty of maintaining such time limits. The chair may determine in their discretion whether individuals are speaking for themselves or representing groups. The chair shall maintain good order and may require any speaker to cease speaking if remarks are made in bad taste or are slanderous or not germane. The time limit specified shall be adhered to, except the chair may allow any person speaking to complete a statement or thought started before such time expires, and a longer time may be allowed by the chair with the approval of the majority of the council.
Privilege of the floor is now open. Any members of the public who wish to speak, please step forward, state your name and address, and address the council.
Good afternoon. My name is Robert Whittemore, 135 West 5th Street. Just have one thing that I would like to mention. As someone who tries to make meetings during the week when I can, it would be great if they could all be put on the calendar online. And if there's going to be a cancellation, the same thing. Canceled meeting, something like that. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Whittemore. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak? There we go.
I'm Crispine Pinkuski, 7 Lakefront Boulevard. The mayor's budget as presented is within the 2% tax cap. But please, everyone, read this Controller's Office budget review. It is on the Controller's Office website. It is 13 pages long and, among other things, says the budget is not realistic and shows that many changes need to be made, therefore requiring the council to be the bad guys if they go above the tax cap, which unfortunately appears to be what is needed. Yet I don't see a resolution overriding the tax cap on the agenda. Adopting unrealistic budgets was one of the causes of the city's deficits. Operating deficits will likely occur in 2026, which would only require higher taxes and user rates in the future to eliminate them. In addition, the budget does not address the projected operating deficits from 2025 from the fire truck purchases. Any deficits generated during 2025 would not be eliminated by the deficit financing and would need to be addressed by future tax levy, user rates, or unnamed revenue sources. Since there is no contingency account in the 2026 general fund budget, there is no funding for unexpected costs. Even unsettled collective bargaining agreements include step increases that would need to be paid. Yet the majority of personnel lines items are the same as in last year's budget. How would these required contractual payments be funded? By contrast, there are substantial increases for the mayor and appointees. Her explanation of adding a health insurance buyout to the base salary makes no sense. Either you get a health insurance or you get the buyout, which costs less than the insurance. Adding a permanent buyout to salary can only increase costs to the city. Water and wastewater funds continue to lose money and drain cash from the general fund. Estimated revenues from user charges were increased in the water and wastewater budgets without proven reasoning. Increases in user rates have been mentioned in finance meetings for over a year, but they have not been adopted. I urge the councils to stop kicking the can down the road and adopt a budget that accurately funds the city's 2026 operations, addresses the 2025 projected operating deficits, and addresses user charge shortfalls. An override of the tax cap would be necessary, and would be an adjustment to water and wastewater user charges. A resolution on the agenda authorizes the purchase of land for a salt storage building with aid that has already been received. The receipt of this aid would be in reimbursement of money already spent. So it is not a new revenue source and not something that can be used for this purpose. A legitimate funding source for the land and the construction of the shed should be included in the resolution before it's presented to the council for their consideration. Adopting resolutions without legitimate funding sources was another of the causes of the city's deficits. As for the balance of the resolutions on the agenda, I, like Nancy, spoke to OSC, and they did not recommend merging funds. The garbage and the Boardwalk funds were separated to determine and demonstrate if these funds were self-sustaining. By merging them into the general fund, transparency would be decreased, not increased, as stated in the resolution. And the ability to determine if operations are supported by recurring revenues would be harder, not easier. The reasoning does not make sense. What it will do is eliminate the liability for cash borrowed from the garbage fund, and it will transfer over $500,000 in overpaid garbage fees to the general fund instead of them being possibly dedicated for future garbage truck purchases. It will also bury in the general fund the true cost and overspending of the Boardwalk, which has not been self-sustaining. The council will lack key information to make decisions on rents and the amount of property taxes used to subsidize its operations.
Thank you, Ms. Pinkowski. Unfortunately, your time has elapsed.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who wishes to speak this evening? Going once, twice. Privilege of the floor is now closed. Next, we move to communications from the mayor, including disapproval messages. Mayor Dovies.
Thank you, Council. I just want to thank the Council's time and effort and energy that went into the 2026 budget. I'm looking forward to seeing the proposed changes to the budget that I suggested. I agree with Ms. Pinkowski. There are some areas that probably should have gone over the tax cap this year. I am leaning heavily again on council to make the appropriate decisions and appreciate everybody's time and effort. We are really trying to move forward and get things as accurate as possible. It was nearly impossible to give a percentage of a person to a Boardwalk fund or garbage and refuse when those are mostly our streets people and parks people. So it was expressed to me that the clarity would come from moving those into the general fund. I may be wrong, I'm not an expert in it, and I'll be the first one to admit it. That was a suggestion that was made to me. And lastly, I just want to remind everybody that we do have our holiday event happening this weekend. December 6th will be the tree lighting and also the holiday parade.
Thank you, Mayor. Next, we address communications from the public and petitions.
Notice of claim from Misty Fish of 100 Brigham Road, Fredonia, New York, for damages allegedly caused by city road conditions.
Any discussion, council? Hearing none, do I have a motion to refer to the Law Department and Department of Public Works? Is there a motion to refer to the Law Department and Department of Public Works, council? Moved by Councilmember Nichols, seconded by Councilmember Luskoviac. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Luskoviac.
Aye.
Councilmember Zatorsky.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, motion carried. We'll now move to reports of standing committees, boards, and commissions. Councilmember Luskoviac.
Yeah, as one of our residents mentioned, we are in the process of purchasing land down on Lucas Avenue that would enable the city to move the salt shed from where it is currently on Lucas Avenue to, near Central Avenue. This move is directed by the DEC and is one of the reasons the brush part of the DPW drop-off was closed. The salt was seeping into the river and killing fish, etc., disturbing the natural flow of nature. So this is a step toward getting Lucas Avenue open again. I and others, such as Councilwoman Nichols, have many ideas, and we are looking forward to working with Randy and the mayor in this endeavor. Thank you, Erica, our assessor, for your talented work painting the front window of the Stearns Building for Christmas, just in time for our city's shopping and Christmas event this Saturday, as the mayor had talked about. Beginning at 8 a.m., breakfast with Santa at the Clarion, and ending with a parade at 5:45 p.m. Hope to see everyone there, many vendors, and free happenings, too. That's all.
Thank you. Councilmember Zatorsky.
I don't have anything.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Nothing.
Councilmember Nichols.
The only thing I do have is a question for Randy, if they're gonna do one last sweep with, the bags of brush or leaves. I noticed there's quite a few still in the city. I know we had an early November snowfall, but, hoping it doesn't last forever and the guys can get out and just do a pickup. I noticed several bags before I had my surgery, and they're still, my kids are telling me they're still out there, so I just don't want them to get buried totally and get hit by a plow.
Yes, we're on that right now. We have a few people that are using up some vacation days at the end of the year, so we're a little bit short. And the weather did not look at the calendar. Winter does not start till December 21st, so that S-word stuff should not be out there, covering up the leaves that we have to suck up. When we can, we will.
Thank you.
Thank you. Since our last meeting, Council has continued its detailed review of the mayor's proposed 2026 budget, and as everyone is aware, the Office of the State Comptroller has released its formal report on the city's financial condition. We take the Comptroller's role under the Fiscal Recovery Act seriously, and we appreciate the oversight they provide as we continue working toward long-term financial stability. I do want to offer several points of context because many of the challenges highlighted in that report reflect broader, long-standing issues, not inaction over the past year. First, Council received the mayor's proposed budget on October 14th, which included a tax levy at the statutory cap. As we began our review, the Comptroller's Office provided additional financial information, including revised figures for several major budget lines that was not originally available when the mayor submitted her proposal. Most notably, the Comptroller has identified that police and fire appropriations require significant additional funding for 2026. Second, while the report underscores the city's incomplete and unreliable accounting records, those deficiencies affect every part of the city's financial operations. Council's working through the same limitations. In last year's budget process, we used every piece of data that the Comptroller supplied, including the specific projections they provided, and aligned our decisions with their recommendations. Council also approved two major modernization efforts, the transition to GovSense for financial management and ADP for payroll. Both upgrades were long overdue and essential to improving future accuracy and accountability. Dunkirk has also begun restructuring its fiscal operations to align with best practices across New York State. Our voters' approval of the referendum to abolish the elected treasurer position, a structure held by fewer than 1% of municipalities statewide, represents a major step toward professionalizing our financial management. Council is committed to ensuring that this transition is well-planned, efficient, and results in a stronger fiscal framework moving forward. It is also important to clarify the Comptroller's reference to a projected 2025 deficit. Much of that is attributable to the long-planned purchase of two fire pumpers, which were ordered before my time on Council and included in the debt figures adopted under the Fiscal Recovery Act. Those costs were intended to be addressed through the issuance of deficit bonds that required comptroller certification of the city's debt. We received that certification later than anticipated. Once the bonds are issued, the city will repay the state's loan and a substantial portion of other outstanding obligations. Regarding the comptroller's mention of a missing budget calendar, the city charter clearly outlines the budgeting timeline, and council followed open meetings law for all notices, hearings, and review sessions. Council does not set deadlines for when department heads must deliver their recommendations to the mayor. Doing so would constitute executive overreach. Despite these challenges, council has approached the 2026 budget with the same thoroughness and seriousness we brought to last year's work. This year's adjustments are less granular and more focused on the broader structural issues highlighted in the comptroller's report. Our amended budget maintains the property tax levy at the same level proposed by the mayor and does not exceed the statutory cap. Through careful revisions and the identification of more than $335,000 in additional revenue, we have also rebuilt a contingency fund of roughly $550,000, an essential component of any responsible municipal budget. Even so, Dunkirk's long-term recovery will require both continued discipline and the development of new, sustainable revenue sources. Shared service discussions must continue in earnest. And as I've said before, we must move away from the declining block rate structure in water and wastewater if those funds are to remain solvent and appropriately support their true costs. Later in tonight's meeting, council will introduce a series of walk-in resolutions outlining our full set of amendments to the 2026 budget. These changes reflect the most accurate information available, the comptroller's latest guidance, and council's shared commitment to producing a realistic, responsible, and forward-looking financial plan. Finally, I want to once again thank the department heads and my colleagues on the council for their professionalism throughout the process. The work is difficult, the margins are razor thin, and the stakes are high, but the level of preparation and collaboration has been evident throughout. I remain confident that we are moving the city in the right direction and laying the groundwork for long-term recovery and responsible growth. Moving on, it appears there is no unfinished business, so we will now address the pre-filed resolutions. Clerk, please introduce resolution number 64 of 2025.
Resolution 64-2025, amending resolution number 13-2025, adopted February 18, 2025.
Is there any discussion, council? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Liskowiak.
Aye.
Councilmember Zatorsky.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, the resolution is adopted.
Resolution 65-2025, authorizing city purchase of tax foreclosed land from Chautauqua County to facilitate Lake Erie water quality protection by moving road salt operations using a grant.
Any discussion, council? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Liskowiak.
Aye.
Councilmember Zatorsky.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, the resolution is adopted.
Resolution 66-2025, resolution to consolidate the garbage and refuse fund into the general fund.
Is there any discussion, council?
Yeah.
Councilmember Liskowiak.
Councilman.
Councilmember Liskowiak has the floor.
Oh, okay. Because of the city's calendar year, which is, calendar year is January 1st through December 31st, and it could also be called our fiscal year because that's what we have. You know, that's what we decide our year is. But because of the city's calendar year, it is best to have the income relative to garbage and the boardwalk go into a general fund. The current course of separated funds would and could never allow timely and streamlined bookkeeping. That would need a fiscal year, like say April 1st through March 31st, which I'm for. And then therefore we could have separated funds. But especially now during our financial predicament, we need a clear and able path towards a stable and progressive budget, which everyone is working towards. That's all for me.
Thank you. Councilmember Nichols.
When this account was made a standalone account, it was established for purposes. It's to have monies to purchase a packer either every other year or every 3 years, and to pay for wages of 6 personnel to run the packers. What is exactly, we don't even know what exact dollar amount is in this account, and we've been asking for this figure for years, and we never get any answers. Gonna ask Councilman Stoyles, he's asked the question. Other council members in past years have asked it. We don't have any answers on it. So we actually need to know what that fund balance is in that account. And it should have quite a substantial amount in it. Do you have that information, Mayor?
We are in a current deficit. I'm not sure where you think we have a fund balance anywhere.
But if it's a standalone account,
It's not a standalone account. I think you're incorrect in thinking that it's a standalone account. It's never been a standalone account. It literally goes into the general fund. We try to track our tipping fees the best that we can. And I know that there has been problems historically with the treasurer's office tracking those fees and the way that that's been reported. So to your point, while it looks like every year there is about $100,000 in a surplus in that account, every other account has been in the negative.
so where's the money going?
It would go into the general fund so we can make payroll every week.
So you're doing budget line modifications?
I'm
out
not
of
doing
that fund?
I do not do any budget line modifications. They
I'm
come from
saying
council.
I'm just saying you as in general. So budget line modifications are being taken out of that account? Or could-
If you've
could be.
approved them, they have been, yes.
Thank you.
Is there any further discussion on this, council? Okay, seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Liskowiak.
Aye.
Councilmember Zatorsky.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl. Councilmember Nichols.
No,
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, the resolution is adopted.
Resolution 67-2025, resolution to dissolve the Boardwalk Fund and consolidate operations into the general fund.
Is there any discussion, council?
yes, I do have it.
Yep.
When, that also, as you say, it does not exist, is a standalone account, only because when that boardwalk was paid off, we were supposed to be having revenue generated to pay for the repairs, maintenance, contracted services for pest control and everything else. There's 8 storefronts there. When the figures, it shows that we're in a $20,000 deficit. We should not be, because if you're charging the lessees a minimum of $550 per month times, say, 7, because one of the lessees has 2 fronts, we should be getting approximately $3,850 a month, or $46,200 per month to go up because of one of the lessees having a second site. Well, unfortunately, on the 8th site there, we have someone that has not paid any rent for approximately 30 months, which comes up to an amount of $16,500 at a rate of $550 a month. Where's all this money going from for the boardwalk? When they say we have a deficit of 20 grand. And just to put things mindly, these resolutions say on the recommendation of the state comptroller. At 7 minutes after 9 yesterday morning, I was on the calling the office of the state comptroller. They do not make those recommendations on either one of those resolutions that we have here tonight. So I don't know why on the recommendation of the state comptroller is put in this. They were quite concerned as the wording of it as well. With the figures that I just presented to you, the boardwalk should be bringing in about 60 grand per year. The account was set up to maintain that structure. If you look at the building, nothing has been done except a few windows. Graciously, we did get a new porch and decking area this year, but prior to that, we did not do much maintenance there. That copper-colored coloring around the windows upstairs there is not copper, it is rust. That building has not been maintained at all. It is an insult that we could let it go, but we were told there's no money to do any of the repairs. We replaced a window, some old decking, 3 boxes of screws, and some duct tape, and railings. Where did the other money go to for this? it's just an insult to the city that that's happening, and I'm just appalled. And my late husband and I were on the ground floor of this structure being built by a deceased mayor and a deceased economic development director. I wish they were here now to add to my testimony of what I just said. Thank you.
Is there any further discussion on this, council? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Luskowiak.
Aye.
Councilmember Zatorsky.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
No.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, the resolution is adopted. Moving on to new business, we have several walk-in resolutions this evening. Clerk, please introduce the first.
Walk-in Resolution 68-2025. Fiscal year 2026 proposed budget.
Okay, we will need a motion to accept the walk-in resolution onto the agenda.
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Nichols, seconded by Councilmember Luskowiak. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Luskowiak.
Aye.
Councilmember Zatorsky.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, motion carried. Is there any discussion on walk-in resolution 68 of 2025? Okay, seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Luskowiak.
Aye.
Councilmember Zatorsky.
No.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
No.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, the resolution is adopted.
Walk-in Resolution 69-2025. Approve fiscal year 2026 appropriations.
Okay, we'll need a motion to accept the walk-in resolution onto the agenda.
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Nichols, seconded by Councilmember Luskowiak. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Luskowiak.
Aye.
Councilmember Zatorsky.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
No.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, motion carried. Any discussion on walk-in resolution number 69 of 2025? Okay, seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Luskowiak.
Aye.
Councilmember Zatorsky.
No.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
No.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, the resolution is adopted.
Walk-in Resolution 70-2025. Authorizing warrant for fiscal year 2026 budget.
Again, we'll need a motion to accept the walk-in resolution onto the agenda, moved by Councilmember Nichols, seconded by Councilmember Luskowiak. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Luskowiak.
Aye.
Councilmember Zatorsky.
No.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, motion carried. Is there any discussion on this walk-in resolution?
I'll just say that, our debt has finally been certified, and we had to heed every single recommendation from the Comptroller's office in order to get that certified and get a lower loan and bond rate, so therefore, that's all I have to say.
Okay, is there any further discussion, council? Okay, seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Luskowiak.
Aye.
Councilmember Zatorsky.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, the resolution is adopted.
Walk-in Resolution 71-2025. Authorizing an easement agreement.
Okay, we'll need a motion to accept the walk-in resolution. Okay, moved by Councilmember Nichols, seconded by Councilmember Luskowiak. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Luskowiak.
Aye.
Councilmember Zatorsky.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, motion carried. Any discussion, council? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Luskowiak.
Aye.
Councilmember Zatorsky.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, the resolution is adopted.
Walk-in Resolution 72-2025. Rescheduling the second December Common Council meeting.
Again, we'll need a motion to accept the walk-in onto the agenda.
What's the reason for this?
Because we have to
Moved by Councilmember
We
Luskowiak.
have to have it.
budget in by the 15th.
Oh, okay.
Is there a second?
Aye.
Okay, seconded by Councilmember Nichols. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Liskowiak.
Aye.
Councilmember Zatorsky.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl. Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, motion carried. Any discussion on walk-in resolution number 72 of 2025, council?
Nick, can we just back up a second and explain why we're changing the meeting date?
Yeah, I'm happy to clarify that. The final date for the council to adopt its final form of the budget is December 15th. Our second scheduled meeting of December would fall on Tuesday, the 16th. If any adjustments are made to the budget between now and the 15th, we would need time to pass a final form of the budget, if anything were to come up. So this gives us the opportunity to do that without holding council meetings on back-to-back days.
Thank you, Nick.
Any further discussion on walk-in resolution number 72? Okay, seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Liskowiak.
Aye.
Councilmember Zatorsky.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, the resolution is adopted.
Walk-in introduction for local law number 4, amending the city code of the city of Dunkirk to revise certain fees and establish new fees.
Okay, again, I believe we need to move to accept the walk-in local law onto the agenda. Moved by Councilman Stoyl, seconded by Councilmember Nichols. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Liskowiak.
Aye.
Councilmember Zatorsky.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, motion carried. Now, with respect to this, it's my understanding that we will need to table the local law for a public hearing, which I would propose we hold immediately preceding the next common council meeting of December 15th, 2025 at 5:30 PM. Is there a motion to table toward that end?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Nichols, seconded by Councilman Stoyl. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Liskowiak.
Aye.
Councilmember Zatorsky.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl. Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, motion carried. The public hearing for the local law number 4 of 2025 is tabled for December 15th, 2025 at 5:30 PM. Is there any further new business to be discussed this evening, Councilman Stoyl?
Who's in charge of the boardwalk? I've been here 6 years, I still haven't found out. Who makes the decisions on the boardwalk?
As far as what, Councilman Stoyl?
Pardon me?
As far as,
Who makes the decisions on that boardwalk? I've been here 6 years, I never found out who the hell runs it. I mean, somebody must raise the rent, somebody must charge the rent, somebody,
that would be you.
that'd be me?
Council was in charge of setting the lease amounts for the tenants.
I don't recall ever being asked if we could raise the rent on anybody. I don't know, you?
I can point to several emails where I asked for a rent increase because we have a couple tenants who need new leases. And the only person who responded to my email asking for the new lease amounts was Councilman Weiser.
All right, so moving on. So I'm taking that as you're in charge, right?
The city is in charge, correct?
City.
We maintain
You're
it,
the
correct?
city. So what I want to ask is, if a tenant that's there now wants to move to a different location down there, say to the one business that hasn't paid months, at 30 months, why is he still in there? And if this other person wants to move down to that location, out of their location, is it possible?
Correct, they just need to make a request, and I believe I don't know what tenant you're talking about, but almost every tenant except one has a new lease due.
I was asked by a tenant just last week to check on it.
I requested almost a year ago for new lease amounts for the 5-6 tenants that are down there.
Well, let me put it to you this way. If this tenant wants to move, who are they supposed to talk to?
They just have to call my office and put it in writing.
All right. What do you think, Paul? Okay, I just don't know, she wants an answer, and I don't know who to make the what, Senator Vince or you, or?
Nope, for the last 4 years, it's been the law department or the mayor's office.
Well, we don't have a law department, do we? From what I understand.
We do, we don't have a paralegal that handles the day-to-day anymore, but we do have a law department.
All right.
But to go along with what Mr. Stoyles said, if there needs to be repairs done there, who do you contact?
DPW is in charge of all the repairs for all city-owned buildings.
Thank you.
Is there any further new business to be discussed this evening, council?
I know, I will,
I promised her I would ask.
I know.
Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Nichols, Councilman Soil seconds.
Can't give me one last
Clerk,
shot?
please call the roll.
Councilmember Luskowiak.
Aye.
Councilmember Zatorsky.
Aye.
Councilmember Soy.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Weiser.
Aye, the meeting is now adjourned. Thank you, everyone.